Just seeing all of this in action was kind of like seeing what could potentially be my future.
For the Foreign Affairs and Diplomacy trip in Bulgaria, 10 students plus a group of staff took a flight from Varna to Sofia, where we were picked up by our host families and taken to their homes for our 2-night stay. Our first morning started with a tour of the U.S. Embassy, including a chat with Ambassador Warlick. We ate lunch with some young Bulgarian parliamentarians, as well as a few government employees who work with the standardization of the Bulgarian education system to bring it more in line with EU standards. After lunch, we visited the Bulgarian Parliament, where we were able to sit in on the session where members were debating the vote of no confidence that had been called against the current ruling party. Our next stop was at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, essentially the Bulgarian State Department, where we saw the office of the current Prime Minister. Day 2 was a tour of Sofia. We started with a walking tour of an excavation of the ancient Roman walls discovered while digging for the new subway. Our tour leader was the Deputy Minister of the Interior. A visit to the National Archaeology Museum followed, plus a visit to the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, one of the most important national monuments for the Bulgarian people. We wrapped up our stay in Sofia with a traditional lunch before our return flight to Varna.
What made it great for me is because I am considering the State Department as a possible career, just the knowledge that comes from this, of actually being able to speak with diplomats and live their life for a couple days and see what it's all about and the hardships that go along with it and the joys that go along with it, everything that is entailed in a job in foreign service. That was certainly the one big thing that I took out of this trip.
We got to see the actual buildings and meet people in the work setting, but then we also got to see all of the other diplomats hanging out and socializing and seeing the life aspect of diplomacy, which was really interesting.
This was a unique experience that I would not have been able to do without Semester at Sea, that would not have existed without Semester at Sea. And the fact that an anonymous donor made it extremely affordable for all of the students to go on the trip really made it that much more special.
This foreign diplomacy trip has really been the highlight of my Semester at Sea experience so far because it really got down to what I want to do with my life and not just traveling from tourist site to tourist site. This was applicable to my future and what I want to do with my life, and it really just opened my eyes to so much more potential in the future that I didn't know existed.